Good morning. Welcome to the Black and White Messages, and this is your pastor, Matthews George, from the First Baptist Church of Blythe, California. Fear is natural. Worry is natural. Being anxious about the world is natural. Hate is natural. Envy and pride and malice are all natural. They are part of our carnal, natural self. Faith is not natural. Faith is supernatural. Trusting our own strength and wisdom is natural, but relying on God's strength and wisdom is supernatural. It does not come natural for us to rest our entire past and the present and the future on God, whom our natural self does not see or experience. I personally think the worst place that we could be as believers is in the dungeons of fear, locked in the dungeons of fear. And a fear can have a spell on our life. The Bible says that we are called to live by faith, and faith is not really denying the realities of a world that is in turmoil. But faith is turning our eyes on Jesus. Faith is grasping on to God's miraculous provision of things hoped for and not seen. We still are called to walk through the valley of death, not to remain there. And God sustains us through His supernatural faith. Hebrews 12:2 says, Jesus is the author and the perfecter of our faith. It means faith is God's gift in our life. It is not self-generated, but it is God-gifted. It flows from God and finds its completion in Him. I think as believers, we are all like the father in Mark 9, who comes to Jesus and he falls on his knees and he starts to weep and say, I believe, but Lord, help my unbelief. The man's request, startling in its paradoxical phrasing. How can a man say on one side he believes, at the same time ask for help in overcoming his unbelief? The dad is saying, Lord, I know you are the one who grants faith, but my faith is not enough to see my child healed. So please help me in my lack of faith to see things through your perfect faith. It is an acknowledgement of our inadequacy that allows God to work in our lives as we stare into the face of this deadly virus and its horrible impact on our lives. Yes, we can inform our God that our faith is not enough to see things change. And there's nothing wrong with that. We can ask God for the faith we need, the faith that moves mountains. As believers, we should know that our faith and obedience are always deficient because we live in a fallen world. So ask God. If left to our own strength and our own faith, we would never make it. God is the granter of faith. It is by His grace that we receive faith. So ask God this morning to supply you with abundant faith. And God bless you.